Hello, I'm Anna Stoklosa with Touch Without Touch Energy Work. And today it's my birthday. I'm celebrating not only my birthday, but also I'm celebrating life. Why I'm celebrating life? Because life is so precious. Not only life is so precious, it's always good to live, to breathe, to experience, to enjoy, to help one another. And mostly, actually, I am celebrating life of my ancestors. This is not only my birthday, also without my ancestors, I would not be here. My mother, my grandmother, great grandmother, and so on, with my father's side as well. And I'm so lucky that I'm here, that I live, that I can enjoy, smile, and I do have my own children as well. I'm very happy, I'm very lucky. And actually, recently, I was searching and researching very deeply through my ancestors' backgrounds and through archives, through churches, through records. And seeing those archives, it was like, my goodness, those people then, they actually lived in difficult times. We think we live in difficult times now because of circumstances, because of name it. Sometimes we do have so many different excuses to be, sorrow, to not to enjoy life properly. But going back through the church records to my ancestors, I can actually date the latest whatever I have is 1795. And I'm still actually working towards achieving more and more records further back actually. But looking through those records, seeing that people were actually giving birth and then to the children, and the children were dying because of cold, perhaps. I am very proud to be Polish Highlander from, as I can say it now, documented years 1795 and probably further. So Polish Highlanders, actually, they were living in very difficult times or difficult circumstances. They had climate that was coldish, cold, a lot of snow. Not much to grow. Potatoes, maybe. Some oats, apples, pears, but not more than that. So still, they were living They were happy whatever they had. And compared to those times with whatever we have, I feel that we are so fortunate. We are so lucky. We are so lucky. But another thing is that going back again, I researched that my second great grandmother had few children, and actually they died. Some of them they died. And I was always wondering about those stories, why they were dying. And knowing the history, knowing the church records, and putting all together the whole research, and the research actually took me a while. And recently, I was able to actually put together and have the whole picture of what it was. So people back then, they had not much. They had themselves, they had love, and as much as strength they had within them, their physical body, they could survive or not. I remember that my mom used to tell that her grandmother, so this is my great grandmother, going to the church, she went barefoot because they had a pair of shoes, and those shoes had to be worn for so long until probably she would die or something. But going to the church, she walked barefoot. Just in front of the church, she put shoes on. She put her scarf on the right side from the wrong side. And then she proudly went into the church. Thank God that she was healthy, that she had those one pair of shoes and a scarf. People didn't have much, so I know that this is not only story of my grandmother, great grandmother, but all people that were living there, all village people, all of them, they were living in the same place basically. They had no climatization, they had no heating. Whatever they had was when stove. And when they cooked, that stove produced a heat. That's how they heated the house, for example. All of them. There was no running water, no washrooms. They had to improvise. But every single house was like that. And because they tried to live in a better place, they tried to ease, they tried to help themselves. Slowly by slowly and slowly, they worked towards that, achieving little by little, but still. And times progress. We are here. So if I can celebrate my birthday, that means this is not only my birthday, this is my mom's birthday, my grandmother's birthday, this is my great grandmother's birthday, and her mother, and her grandmother, and so on forth and so back. I'm celebrating life. I'm celebrating my roots, my ancestors. Because of them, I'm here. And I can celebrate. So definitely every mother wants to see her child making sure that the child is doing better. So each generation wishes for better life for their children. Obviously, I don't have the best life when I go lineage back compared to, let's say, 1795 in Poland, in rocky surface, cold surface. And now here, where we have air conditioner, heater, running water, everything, whatever we want, computers, anything. So I would, and all actually on the top of that, because we have so much, when I think about it, we do have so much, we can advance even faster. And I'm an artistic. I do a lot of artistic things. I sew as well. I'm making clothing and a lot of different other things as well. So I know that my grandmother, great grandmother, and so on, they would be so proud. Some of them, they didn't even dream of having sewing machine because was not possible for them to have it in the village. But I have it. I can create. I can draw. But I do have genes of my ancestors. So that means they were actually able to do what I am doing now. I think we are all lucky compared to our ancestors. I think we live in good times, good times. Although sometimes we have some hiccups or, like backfalls, stresses. Still, when I think about it, still, when I compare it to lives of my ancestors, through their stories, through their recorded, archived documents, through church archived stories, I know that we are very, very fortunate. Let's remember that. We are fortunate. And celebrate life as much as possible. Because life is life. Every life is precious. Every life is precious. Every life. We are all good, beautiful. We are all smart. We are all here for a reason, for a purpose. Remember that. Remember, always remember. Always celebrate your birthday. Be happy. Be happy that you're alive. Because 100, 200, 300, 400 years ago or so, people were living in different times. And if they could see us now, they would say, oh my goodness, What a beautiful life those people have. I know. Take care and see you next time in Monday for our Monday meditation. Monday, 8:45 Eastern Time. Celebrate your life and enjoy. Have very, very beautiful day. I'm Anna Stoklosa with touch without touch and joy.